families use the Scamper model a lot of times. So when I think of the Scamper model, I might think of a book bag, or I might even think of Oreos. But we're going to walk through an example together where we're going to use a sandwich. Okay, so we're just going to use a version of a sandwich. You can have your students do this activity to gain critical thinking, working in groups. You can also use this in your lesson planning at all. But for today, we're going to just again kind of focus on a sandwich and how we might use the Scamper model to walk through all of these different steps to provide additional resources for our learners. So if I wanted to substitute, right, I want to substitute, maybe I am on a diet and so, or I have a gluten allergy. So that bread piece, right, I might come in and I might do like a low carb, gluten-free option. I might also want mushrooms or lettuce or something. So substitute is where I would come in and substitute that bread for something else. So again, I'm going to come in and I might substitute it for, let's go ahead and say, like a low carb bread. Okay. I can have my students use the text box or even the comment features where they can type their answers, speak their answers, or even videotape their answers, describing what they want to substitute or using each part of this Scamper model. The C stands for combine. So now what I want to do is I want to combine. So thinking about my sandwich, right? How can I maybe combine this with something else? So maybe I want to combine this with a filling such as like sushi, or maybe I want to combine this with like a wrap. And so what I'm going to do is I'm able to combine my sandwich maybe with a wrap version. And so again, you're taking what is already on those markets and really thinking about, okay, well, how can I combine some of my ideas with other people's ideas? And if you think about Oreos, right? They combine these all the time. Oreos and ice cream. What a great combination. You have your Oreos, but then you also can have it in a milkshake or in a pie or something else or whatever. And so again, you're able to combine those to create a different, more in-depth kind of product. And then we're going to go to the A, which is adapt. And so with the A, we need to now modify our sandwich. And so maybe instead of a sandwich version, we adapt it and we have a salad version, right? It has all of the same kind of ingredients. It's just now in lettuce instead of with that bread. So it's going to have that salad version. It might also include your favorite dressing. And so again, my students are coming in, they're explaining this as they're kind of going through. You could provide them with like a book bag or even an alarm clock, anything that you kind of want to use and have them really kind of take their thinking to the next level. You could do this with lesson planning. Maybe there is a lesson I want to do. Okay, how can I substitute this idea for something else? How can I combine something? How can I adapt it? So it can help you build a stronger lesson as well. Now we've got our M, which is magnify or modify. And so if I am modifying, I might want to kind of think about, okay, can I use maybe some different herbs and spices to create that unique flavor? And maybe I use like a mayo, right? Or some type of other type of sauce. So I'm really able to come in and think, okay, how can I magnify or modify this? And again, if I'm thinking back to that Oreo, there's that double stuff, right? They magnify it. They magnify that filling inside of that Oreo. Or you can do the thins where you get rid of some of it if you're not a huge fan of it. So again, you're having multiple different types of versions of a product by using the Scamper model. Next, we have the P, which is the purpose, right? So we're going back, okay, and kind of thinking about, okay, how can we maybe use this to really help us in that purpose? And so maybe I take those ingredients in a sandwich and now kind of use it in a bread pudding. So I'm putting it to maybe another kind of use. I'm thinking of another purpose for this activity where the bread pudding would have, that cubed bread. It would have my cheese. It would have those meats and vegetables. And then next is that eliminate. What can I maybe eliminate? So I could take away the bread, right? I could get rid of that bread completely, and then it would just be that maybe lettuce wrap type of sandwich. Maybe I eliminate some type of filling instead of having that pickles. I eliminate it. So again, you're kind of coming up with additional ideas for how you can take this sandwich and eliminate different parts of it. And then R is for rearrange or reverse. And so again, I'm thinking about my sandwich and how can I reverse the traditional sandwich where again, it's kind of layers, right? Placing the condiments and spreads on the outside. So maybe my bread, right? The bread is the center and the condiments are on the outside. So see how we were able to take this sandwich and really kind of re-envision it, have different types of these sandwiches. And again, it's providing that critical thinking for your students. So maybe you can do this with the characters in a story or a problem in a story. How can we use the Scamper model to really think about how our character can get out of that sticky situation? Or if we're doing a science experiment, what can we substitute? What can we combine? What is the purpose? What can we adapt? And really thinking through those steps of the Scamper model to make our learners even stronger.